The Victoria's Secret fashion show was once the most glamorous and sultry event in the fashion calendar, a night where supermodels strutted down glittering runways in over-the-top costumes and angel wings, captivating millions around the world. But after a 6-year hiatus, the brand's return to the runway has sparked widespread criticism, with longtime fans lamenting its apparent fall from grace. From pared-back production values to the inclusion of trans and plus-size models, the show is accused of losing its charm and grandeur. Is Victoria's Secret's attempt at inclusivity missing the mark, or is the brand simply evolving with the times? For decades, the Victoria's Secret fashion show represented the epitome of high-fashion spectacle. Famous for its jaw-dropping costumes, larger-than-life sets, and A-list performers, the show was a cultural juggernaut that shaped beauty standards and dominated conversations long after its broadcast. Supermodels like Tyra Banks, Adriana Lima, and Gisele Bündchen became household names, their iconic angel status secured with each strut down the runway. But fast forward to 2024, and this once iconic showcase is no longer the same. Last night, as the brand attempted to revive its flagship event, viewers expressed their discontent online, branding the show boring and lacking the glitz it was once famed for. Has Victoria's Secret lost its edge in an effort to be more inclusive, or are fans simply nostalgic for the past? The 2024 Victoria's Secret fashion show saw a number of significant changes as it attempted to re-establish itself after years of controversy and declining sales. Most notably, Brazilian model Valentina Sampaio became the first transgender model to grace the runway, alongside fellow trans model Alex Consani. The brand's shift towards inclusivity extended to the inclusion of plus-sized models, a sharp contrast to the rail-thin angels that once ruled the runway. However, what was intended as a move toward diversity and modernization has left many fans feeling alienated. Critics online pointed out that the energy, excitement, and flamboyance that defined the show's earlier years were notably absent. The production itself came under fire, with viewers commenting on the lack of iconic elements that once made the show unforgettable. Instead of the elaborate sets and glittering runways, the event seemed toned down, lacking the wow factor that had been synonymous with Victoria's Secret for years. Some even accused the brand of using fake crowd noise to drum up enthusiasm for what was described as a soulless production. While models like Alessandra Ambrosio and Adriana Lima made their return, walking alongside next-generation stars like Taylor Hill and Barbara Palvin, their presence alone wasn't enough to revive the once-thriving spectacle. Cher, along with Blackpink alum Lisa and rising star Tyla, made up the all-female musical lineup, another step toward the brand's rebranding efforts. Yet even their performances were overshadowed by criticism. Commenters on social media lamented the absence of previous showstoppers like Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, whose electrifying performances had added an extra layer of excitement to the event in previous years. Where's the iconic runway? Many asked, pointing out that the Victoria's Secret of old had a pulse that the 2024 version failed to recapture. Perhaps most notably, the reaction on social media highlighted a deeper issue with the brand's rebrand. While inclusivity in fashion is an important and necessary shift, Victoria's Secret seems to have struggled with balancing its new identity with the over-the-top fantasy that fans had come to expect. The hashtag VS Fashion Show 2024 quickly filled with comments like, "Go woke, go broke," suggesting that some viewers felt that the brand's efforts to embrace modern values were coming at the expense of its signature extravagance. Others expressed disappointment that the diversity and inclusivity didn't feel authentic, with some models described as lacking the presence and personality that had previously been a hallmark of the Angels. The lingerie giant's downfall can be traced back to 2019, when internal scandals and a toxic workplace culture came to light, including allegations of sexual harassment and body shaming. Longtime marketing chief Ed Razek resigned after his controversial comments about refusing to cast trans or plus-sized models, stating that the brand was about fantasy. Following this, Victoria's Secret attempted to turn its image around by embracing diversity and promoting body positivity. However, this shift has failed to win back the audience that had once tuned in to celebrate fantasy in all its glamour and spectacle. Victoria's Secret now faces the challenge of redefining itself in an increasingly inclusive and body-positive world while trying to hold onto the very identity that made it a global sensation. The 2024 show has ignited debate about whether inclusivity and high-fashion fantasy can coexist on the same stage, or if one must give way to the other. As fans and critics continue to weigh in, one thing is clear: the days of Victoria's Secret's domination over the fashion world are far from certain. Whether the brand can successfully evolve without losing its core appeal remains to be seen, but as of now, its comeback is proving to be anything but seamless.